Having spent over 10 years in the credit card game, opening 60 plus cards, earning millions of miles and points, I've come to a slow realization. And that is, for most people, it's not about just opening $100 plus cards to extract every little ounce of value. In fact, for a lot of people, it's about having just a good everyday workhorse, no annual fee card. And so, in today's video, we're going to talk about my top 5 no annual fee credit cards of 2024. And if you're new around here, hi, I'm John of John's Finance Tips. This is a channel we dedicate to talking all things money, and today's money topic is how to earn big and save big with some of our favorite no annual fee credit cards. And if you'd like to support my channel in any way, you can feel free to check out any of my affiliate links in the description box down below. For every single card, we're going to talk about the sign-up bonus, the earnings, the benefits, and my final verdict, as well as recommendations. Card number 5, sign-up bonus. With this card, you're gonna get a $100 gift card just for opening the card. You don't have to do anything else. Earnings. This card will earn a 5% cashback for all purchases at Amazon.com, Amazon Fresh, as well as Whole Foods. This card also earns 2% cashback at all gas stations, restaurants, as well as local transit, and for all other purchases, it's going to be 1% cashback. Benefits. Not a whole ton here, other than the fact that the card has no foreign transaction fee. I'm not sure if you've been able to guess it, but the card is the Chase Amazon Prime credit card. Now, my final verdict and recommendations. The only quote-unquote catch with this card is that you have to be an Amazon Prime member. They do have a card for non-Prime members. However, I recommend getting this card because for most people, you likely have a Prime account. And with a Prime account, locking in 5% savings across the board is incredible. I mean, literally, that just means you have a 5% discount every single time you shop at Amazon. In addition to the card being of no foreign transaction fee card, it is a bit of a sleeper in that regard. So if you are traveling, if you are in college, you can use this card while you're abroad. You're not gonna get hit with any fees. And personally, for me, this is my go-to credit card when I shop at Amazon. It's just an automatic. Card number 4, sign-up bonus. This card has a $200 sign-up bonus after you spend $1,500 within the first 6 months. The card also gives you a promotional APR rate of 0% for the first 15 months. Earnings. This card will earn 5% cashback for your highest spend category every single month. So you take the card, you swipe it, and if grocery is your highest earned category, then you get 5% cashback. If gas was your highest spend category, then you get 5% cashback on gas. Again, it's the highest one. And this applies for the first $500 of spend in the month. Once you spend over $500 in any particular category, it reverts to 1%, and for all other categories, it's going to be 1% cashback. Benefits. What makes this card unique is the fact that you can stack this with other credit cards from the same bank. And the bank we're talking about is Citi. And the card in question is the Citi Custom Cash. And when I talk about stacking, I just mean pairing this card with its older brother, like the Citi Premier, because then you can convert your cashback into points. And then when your credit card cashback becomes points, you unlock a whole lot more value. Because even though we're talking about no annual fee cards, we do want to prepare for a world in which we are going to get some annual fee cards with some more bells and whistles. My final verdict and recommendations for this card. The really nice thing about the Citi Custom Cash is the fact that you can earn 5% cashback for a high spend category. The thing that's not so nice though is it's limited to a first $500 of spend. So if you spend $800 a month in gas, you're only going to get 5% cashback for the first $500 and 1% cashback for the rest. However, you can get multiple Citi Custom Cashes. You just can't apply for them. What I mean is, if you have a Citi Double Cash or even like a Citi American Airlines credit card, you can do a product change. You product change those cards into Citi Custom Cashes, and now suddenly you might have 2 Citi Custom Cashes. And if you use both of them for gas, then now you have a total, quote unquote, combined of $1,000 you can spend in a particular category to get 5% cashback, which I highly, highly, highly recommend you do if you are a big spender. Card number 3, sign-up bonus. This card will earn a sign-up bonus of $200 after you spend $500 within the first 3 months. In addition, you'll get a promotional APR of 0% for the first 15 months. And as a pro tip, I know I've shared this before, but in college, when I didn't have a job during the school semester, I would use 0% APR cards. I would charge the card, I'd make the minimum payment, but then in the summertime when I would work, and pay off the entire balance before that 0% rate expires, so I never had to pay interest. That's one way to leverage 0%. Of course, you want to be very careful. You don't just want to spend, and then once the 15 months expires, you have a huge credit card balance, and now you're paying, I don't know, 20, 25, 30% interest, all right? So leverage that 0% promotion APR effectively. Earnings. This credit card will earn 5% cashback if you book hotel or car rental through the Capital One travel portal. This card also earns 3% cashback on all the following categories: dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, as well as at grocery stores. And for all of the purchases, you will earn 1% cash back. And benefits of the SavorOne include no foreign transaction fee. You also can enroll in Uber One for free until November 14th, 2024. You also get 10% cash back on all Uber as well as Uber Eats spend. And the card in question is the Capital One SavorOne. And I thought this one was kind of a quirky one, but around the country, there are these things known as Capital One cafes. And if you go and buy a handcrafted beverage from a Capital One cafe, you're eligible for a 50% discount by way of having and using your Capital One SavorOne. My verdict and recommendations. This card is a standout card. This is an absolute workhorse card. Yes, it comes in 3 out of the top 5, but really even keel. It's the 3% categories that really stand out for me at dining and groceries. Come on, let's go. Hands up. Do you eat food? Then you should probably consider this card. Not to mention, this card sets you up for one of the best credit card duo setups that I personally have seen, which is this plus its older brother, the Venture X. Again, even though we're in the no annual fee category, we still want to have in the back of our head, what does our credit card profile as well as portfolio look like in maybe say 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Coming in at number 2, sign-up bonus. This card right now has a sign-up bonus where you'll get $200 back after you spend $500 within the first 3 months. However, that's the public offer. There's a non-public offer where it's going to match your base cash back for the first year, and I think that's one of the best offers I've personally seen on this card, and we'll get to that in just a second. So, the public offer for the earnings will net you 5% cash back if you book travel through the Chase travel portal, 3% cash back at all drugstores, 3% cash back at all dining purchases, and 1.5% cash back everywhere. However, if you are able to find the non-public offer, you'll effectively earn 4.5% cash back at all drugstores, 4.5% cash back for all dining purchases, and in effect, a 3% catch-all for all other purchases. Benefits. The card has a couple of benefits. The first one, namely being that you're now in the Chase ecosystem. Even though you're earning cash back, remember earlier we talked about the Citi custom cash? The cash back can be converted to Citi thank you points. Well, this Chase cash back can be converted into Chase Ultimate Reward travel points, which can then be moved to a flight or hotel partner, which is gonna get you a ton more value. In addition, with this card, you'll earn 5% cash back on all Lyft purchases until the end of March 2025. You'll get 3 months of complimentary Dash Pass as long as you enroll before the end of December 2024, and you'll get a complimentary Instacart Plus membership for 3 months as long as you enroll by the end of July 2024. And the card in question is none other than our friend, the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Honestly, one of my favorite beginner credit cards, period, to date. I've literally had this card as my second card ever. And my verdict and recommendations. Listen, folks, if you are interested in this card, I highly recommend you check out the non-public offer. Now, thankfully, since you follow me for all the daily finance tips, I can actually drop you a link directly to that non-public offer in the description box down below, where you're in effect earning 3% catch-all on all of your spend for up to $20,000 of spend in that first year. And the beauty of the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, and most of the cards I actually talk about on the list, is if you've had them before, you can actually get them again. Because with most credit cards, there's kind of a quote-unquote lockout period of 24 to 48 months. Basically, if you've had a bonus within that time frame, you can't get it again. But once you're outside the time frame, you can get it again. And the Chase Freedom Unlimited is a credit card bonus that I have gotten multiple times. Literally, after 24 or 25 months, you can either downgrade the card, product change the card, cancel the card, and then you can go ahead and apply again and get the bonus again. So don't think just because you have the card now that you're ineligible. If you've had the bonus a long time ago, you can go ahead and get it again. And coming in at number 1, this card is one that punches way above its weight class. It's a card that I believe once you get, you don't actually really have to think about what maybe your next year strategy might look like or kind of what tiering up is, because of the fact that this card really offers something for everyone in the spectrum from beginner to intermediate and even those advanced card holders. Unfortunately, with this card, the sign-up bonus doesn't exist. There have been reports online of people getting offered to earn 5 points per dollar spent within the first 5 days of getting the card, but we don't actually know if that's a sign-up bonus offer because it's not published by the card, and also I didn't get it. Bummer, I know. But however, my friend who applied about a week after me got that offer. So bit of a zonk in not having a sign-up bonus, but honestly, it's okay. Once you see some of the other benefits the card is gonna give you. From an earnings perspective, this credit card earns 3 points for every single dollar that you spend on dining, 2 points for every single dollar you spend on travel, 1 point per dollar spent everywhere else, and 1 point per dollar spent on rent. Yes, for those of you out there, maybe 30, 40, 50% of y'all who are still renting, this is the only credit card that lets you earn points for your largest monthly expense. All those other cards, if you use those to pay for rent, well, your landlord or your apartment building might not accept credit card, or they're gonna hose you with a 2, 3, 4, 5% processing fee. This card does not subject you to a processing fee, and you still earn points for rent. And the card in question is the no annual fee Bilt MasterCard. Now, even though it's a rent card, for the non-renters out there, this is also a phenomenal earning card with some of the travel benefits that we'll talk about in just a moment. So if you're not a renter, you can skip to the benefits section. If you are a renter, hold on here, let me explain to you exactly how this works. So right now, with the no annual fee Bilt MasterCard, once you apply and once you get approved for it, you're gonna get an account and routing number. If you're an account and routing number, that's kind of like a checking account, right? Exactly. And so you can pay for your rent in that way. Or if your landlord does not accept a credit card and you have to pay by check, well, Bilt can mail a check to your landlord on your behalf. That's right, your landlord gets a check, they think it's a regular payment, you have paid your bill, and guess what? You're gonna get the associated points for paying your rent. Or if they take Venmo or PayPal, guess what? You can use the information from your Bilt card to go ahead and pay through those means, and you will not be subject to that credit card processing fee that your landlord or apartment building might otherwise charge you for regular credit cards. Folks, this is like the biggest no-brainer of all if you rent. Now, the only catch with this whole rent thing is the most points that you can earn per year from just rent alone is 100,000. All the other points you earn is unlimited. You can earn as many points as you want from all the other categories, but from rent alone, you can only earn 100,000 points. And I would sit here and say this: if you're earning 100,000 points a year on rent, meaning you're spending 100 G's on rent a year, maybe it's time to consider buying a place. And if that's what you're interested in, I've got a video up here talking about how to buy your first rental property or your first property in general. In addition, the other thing you have to do with this card is just use it 5 times per statement cycle to get all the points that you end up earning. But again, it's not that hard to swipe it 5 times a statement cycle. Benefits: the no annual fee Bilt MasterCard has no foreign transaction fee. The card also includes transfer partners. I won't get into the nitty-gritty of exactly how and who to what or book for. All you need to know is that the ability to have transfer partners, which is the concept of taking your credit card points and moving them someplace else, doesn't exist for no annual fee cards. It's something that is typically reserved for credit cards that have an annual fee of $100, $200, $300, $700. No annual fee credit cards don't get this feature. It just doesn't happen. However, the Bilt MasterCard has transfer partners. And not only does it have transfer partners, you can transfer to some of the most valuable partners in the game. For example, Hyatt. Instead of spending over $1,000 at the Park Hyatt Maldives, maybe you can get away with it for 20 or 25,000 points per night. Again, we won't get into the nitty-gritty of it, but you really need to know this card punches so far above its weight class. You can transfer to places like Air Canada, British Airways. I mean, these are all partners that I have used to then redeem for business class flights valued at well over $5,000, where I'm paying less than $200, less than $100, in some cases less than $50 in taxes and fees, and I'm just using points that I've transferred from a credit card program. The Bilt MasterCard also has this non-official benefit, but however, it's applied for as long as I remember having the card and for the card have been around, which is called Bilt Rent Day. And so on rent day, first of the month, what happens is all of your points get doubled. So instead of earning your 3x for dining, you get 6x for dining. Instead of 2x for travel, 4x for travel. Instead of 1x everywhere, it's 2x everywhere. However, for rent, it's still gonna be 1x earnings, and you can earn a max typically of 10,000 bonus points on that day. And so if you're smart, you kind of wait for that first to come around. Maybe you could try to get utility bills to get paid off that day. You go out eating, you're putting your card down, you're earning 6x on the dining. I mean, it's phenomenal. In addition, on these rent days, they'll have certain bonuses. Again, they completely vary, but one of the bonuses I remember was a 100% transfer bonus. Literally, you move points from your Bilt MasterCard to one of their airline partners, and they will match you point for point, like a 100% match. I mean, that is absolutely unheard of. For credit cards like the American Express Gold and Platinum that have transfer partners, maybe a 20-30% bonus is good. The Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase Sapphire Reserve that have transfer partners, when they have a bonus transfer, again, it's 20-30%. A no annual fee card giving you transfer partners and also giving you a bonus when you move those points on rent day and having it range anywhere from 75% to 150%. Ladies and folks, this is absolutely insane. And for my renters out there, they have this really cool feature on the Bilt card, which is called Bilt Protect. The TLDR of it is they recognize that some people might not have a high credit limit. They also realize though rent is really expensive. So what happens if you have a $5,000 credit limit and you've spent $3,000 of it? And then at the end of the month or beginning of the month, you have to pay rent, and rent is another $3,000. Well, you would max out your credit card, it would get declined, and you wouldn't be able to pay rent, and you'd get dinged. Not so fast. If you enroll in Bilt Protect, what Bilt will do, automatically link to your bank account, and they will be able to take funds directly from your bank account, apply it towards rent. It's not gonna actually hit the credit limit of your card, so you're still gonna be 3,000 of 5,000 used, and you still get points for it. You're not gonna max out your card, you're not gonna kill your utilization, although I would say if you're using 3,000 of 5,000, your utilization is high, so get that sucker down. Now, there's a ton more bells and whistles, but really, for this card is for the person who, A, appreciates a no annual fee credit card, B, somebody who appreciates a no annual fee travel credit card, and C, if you are also the type of person that would appreciate a rent credit card because you pay rent. So if you meet any of those three types of people, you should probably consider jumping on this card. And if you like to support my channel, you can feel free to check out any of my direct affiliate and referral links in the description box down below. Cool, folks. Well, this has been a phenomenal video. Appreciate everyone sitting through this. If you have any comments or questions, drop it down below as well. And hopefully you're starting to see that you don't necessarily need all the razzle-dazzle annual fee credit cards to get the most value. However, if you do want to take a look at razzle-dazzle credit cards that are going to give you the most bang for your buck, well, I've got a video to check that out up top. Go ahead and take a peep. Otherwise, though, I will catch y'all on the next video. Peace!